Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're here, you probably can't wait for Harry Styles' next album, HS4, and me neither. After Harry's house in Finland, we're all wondering what's next for Harry. What kind of sound, lyrics and surprises can we expect? No, this is all just speculation, but here's what we might get on a fourth album. Let's break it down. Let's start with one thing we know about Harry. He's always writing and always working. I mean, this guy never stops. He's talked about how his songwriting is just part of his life, like breathing.
I always try and keep writing, always, so that you don't get into the thing of like a hard stop and then you go, okay, now I have to follow something up, or I have to prove something because that didn't go well.
So while we haven't heard much about HS4 just yet, you can bet Harry's been working on it for months, maybe even years. We've heard him say that he writes songs whenever something inspires him, so the songs on HS4 could have been created at different points over time, all coming together to form one cohesive album. He's always thinking about new ideas, new sounds and exploring different directions, so HS4 could be a reflection of that ongoing creative process. And we've got some clues to support that. In spring 2024, Harry was spotted in a studio in London, so he's definitely been working on something new. So, what might the sound of HS4 be like? Well, if we take a look at Harry's previous albums, we see a clear evolution, from the pop rock of his debut album to a more polished and introspective Finland, and then the dreamy, mellow vibes of Harry's house. Now with HS4, Harry could take things even further. It might have a fresh, experimental sound, something that blends different genres, like electronic music mixed with indie and pop. Imagine a mix of synth-heavy beats, ambient textures and maybe even a few dance influences. It's totally possible that HS4 might be Harry's most adventurous project yet. Maybe we hear some more upbeat tracks that'll make you want to get up and dance, or even some more atmospheric moments that take you to a whole different place. But again, it's all theories. Harry's always had that ability to surprise us, so we may get an album with sounds we've never heard before from him. What if HS4 takes a more rock-centric turn? I mean, there's a chance he might get back to his roots and choose a style similar to the more raw sounds we've heard on HS1, or even his One Direction days. But one thing we know for sure is that recently he has been spotted with Fred again. He's famous for his electronic beats with emotional depth. Maybe that's an indication for HS4? But no, let's talk about lyrics. Harry has been always open and honest in his songwriting, and HS4 may not be different. While Harry's never been that direct or clear in his lyrics, and he never tells anyone exactly what they're about, they still convey a very unique feeling. And maybe we can expect a more emotional depth, with Harry diving into themes of love, fame and personal growth. Who knows? Because Harry's house felt more reflective, almost peaceful at times, but HS4 could go deeper, especially after Harry's breakup with his girlfriend following the release of Harry's house. We might hear him explore the struggles of balancing fame with personal life, or maybe some more intimate reflections of his relationship. Harry has a way of making his lyrics relatable, even if they're deeply personal. There may be a few moments that feel raw or vulnerable, songs that capture those highs and lows of his life. But for sure, it's not all going to be heavy. We may also hear songs that are a bit more playful, something that balances out those deeper moments with a bit of lightness. On Harry's house, I think he got that perfect balance between light songs like Late Night Talking and Cinema, and more personal tracks like Boyfriends and Matilda. It's a blend of fun and vulnerability that makes his sound so special. And if you're also feeling excited about all these possibilities for HS4, make sure to like the video and subscribe for more updates on Harry's upcoming music. It really helps the channel to grow, and you'll be the first to hear all the new theories and updates as soon as they drop. So, what will the overall vibe of HS4 be like? It's tough to say, but there are a few things we can guess based on the direction Harry has been taking with his last few albums. One theory of course is that HS4 might lean to a more funky, upbeat sound similar to what we heard on Harry's house. With tracks like Late Night Talking and Music for a Sushi Restaurant, Harry explored a more groovy, disco-inspired vibe. He's shown that he enjoys blending retro influences with a more modern pop, so it's possibly that HS4 will have the same funky energy, full of dancehall beats. On the other hand, HS4 could take a more psychedelic, in-depth direction like some of the tracks on Fine Line, especially songs like She or Sherry. I mean, these tracks had a dreamy, layered sound with a bit of surreal quality. If this speculation is right, HS4 might explore a more experimental sound, maybe even diving into psychedelic rock or more atmospheric textures. It could be a deeper, more reflective album, and I think that's what some of us really want to hear. Of course, we can't forget about the visuals. Harrie's music videos and fashion are just as iconic as the songs. Personally, I'm really excited to see what kind of visuals the style of Ages 4 will bring. If we look at the evolution of his outfits from Ages 1 to Fine Line to Harrie's House, we see a clear progression. In his debut album, his style was a bit more classic, with simple, sharp suits and that classic 70s rock star vibe. On Harrie's House, he leaned more into that widely colored outfits with experimental patterns. Harrie was also one of the trendsetters for the Adidas Gazelle shoes during Love on Tour. He brought them back into the spotlights and suddenly they were everywhere. I mean, just look at London and you see these shoes on every street. It just goes to show how much his style has an impact on the fashion world. Alright, now let's talk about something we have all been wondering for a while: features. As we know, Harrie has never had any guest features on any of his albums. Not on Harry Styles, Fine Line or Harrie's House. He's always kept it a one-man show, which is pretty rare in today's music world, where features are almost given on every album. But here's the thing, Ages 4 could be different. No, I'm not saying it's guaranteed, but there's a chance we might hear Harrie collaborate with someone on this album. Maybe he'll finally bring in another artist to work with him, adding a new dynamic to his sound. We've seen Harrie meet and form relationships with some pretty incredible artists over the year. Personally, I'd love to see Harrie work with a young rising artist like Phoebe Bridgers or maybe Chappell Roan. Both of them have this raw, emotional style that could really complement Harrie's vibe, and their voice together could create something amazing. But then, what about an older legend? How about Stevie Nicks? The two have always had this beautiful connection and a collaboration between them would be magic. Or imagine this, what if we get a mega feature with Taylor Swift, for example? I know it sounds wild, but who knows? Given their history and their overlap in their fanbase, it'll be huge. Can you imagine a track with both of them on it? That would be a historic moment. So what do you think? Who would you love to see Harrie collaborate with on Ages 4? Drop your dream features in the comments, I'm curious to see what you're hoping for. So personally, I think it'd be amazing if Harrie took a few more risks, new sounds, new ideas and collaborations we didn't see coming. He's always had a thing for surprising us, and I'm sure this album will be no different. And while we're just speculating here, it would be awesome to hear a few songs that really push the boundaries of pop music. But whatever happens, we know Ages 4 will be an album we'll be listening for a long time. So, what are you most excited to hear on Ages 4? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos. Thanks for watching and I see you in the next video.